what we do as the ambulance team is to stabilize and stop
the bleeding.
Because of course that if the patient loses blood, we may not even make it to hospital. So the number one key thing to do at an accident scene is not getting someone out of that wreckage, is not getting someone out of that accident scene.
Oh,
really? Stop the bleeding. Yes.
That's the key thing.
The first thing that you need to do is just to stop the bleeding. Of course, there are other first aid things that you need to take care about your own safety, ensure that if the accident has happened at a point whereby it is a highway, you do not just cross to go and try to save someone another car might. So you need to take all these precautions. But in the point of now you are in contact with a casualty, the first thing you need to see if this person is bleeding. Then try stopping the bleeding at the point where they are. Yes.
As you wait now for
the first responders to come, or basically you are actually a first responder. The first that you are there, you are a first responder. So the paramedics will come and join you, the first responder, because you're the first person to arrive at an accident scene or any emergency scene. So they make sure that you try and see if this patient or this casualty is bleeding. Then try stopping that bleeding. Once you've stopped the bleeding, then now you can get them out of the wreckage and do whatever that needs.
From your experience, what percentage of Kenyans probably know how to deal with stopping blood? Because you're saying it's the #1 killer during road accident. What percentage of Kenyans? Because I know when an accident happened, Kenyans want to help. And one of the things they do is yank people out of the wreckage.
I may not have the exact figure, but St. John Ambulance, we do the trainings for first aid. And looking at the numbers, because our target is to make sure that we have at least one trained first responder or a trained first aider in every home. We are yet to reach there.
So
our target is to have at least one trained first aider in every home. In your home, in your family, at least there is one person who is fully trained and confident enough to handle a first aid scene or an injury or do something like that. We believe if once we have every home there is one person, then it means our community will be safe in case anything happens. But right now we are yet so far, so we can only put it at 0.00 something, because every time we go to an accident, how you can tell is if it is an accident scene, or maybe the common things that are happening in Ruak and all that, building collapsing. The people who arrive, the only thing that they're thinking about is how do we get these people out? But you're forgetting about the first aid of the same people that you're trying to rescue. In the process of rescuing, many people are more injured, they sustain more injuries, people get permanent maybe backbone injuries and all this because you're trying to pull someone. The legs are trapped, you're trying to pull them. And remember, people, maybe there are like 5 or 6 other men, strong men, trying to pull someone. You're forgetting that maybe the limbs are trapped. So you end up having an injury to the pelvics, to the back, and even to the neck, depending on how they're pulling them. So if maybe you, for someone who is trained, if you are trained in first aid, the moment you arrive at a scene, the first thing you need to look at is just to take charge of the scene, because not many people are trained. Tell people that I'm trained, let me show you how we can do that. Let me tell you, you realize that whenever a person who's confident enough comes out and shows people how to do it, we have very good Kenyans actually who
they will actually listen and do
because
exactly
they will just now follow. So what do we do next? So you just need to be confident enough and show people what to do. But of course you have to be trained and have a